I'm Courtney, and I'm crazy for meat. I'm on a quest to learn how to make the dopest, juiciest, most flavor-packed meat dishes in the country.
This is the best thing I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Watch as I fangirl my way into the best kitchens in America.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna eat a lot of meat along the way, and that makes me carnivorous. I'm in Miami. I'm meeting up with Chef Giorgio Rapicavoli of Eating House, who's gonna show me around to his favorite place in the city and teach me how to make the legendary Cuban hamburger, the Frita. Giorgio, I'm on my way, man. Let's go. Hey, man.
Hey, how are you? Welcome.
Oh, we do that.
We kiss around here.
Do you do two? Nah,
Just one.
I just wanted two. Okay, so where are we? What is this place?
We are at a Infinita. Part of Miami culture are these little windows. It's a gathering place where you can kind of just come and order, get a quick little bite and a quick coffee.
It's just like a drive-through, but on your feet.
A little walkthrough. I got us a colada and some croquetas.
What is a croqueta?
You take a bunch of ground ham, mix it with bechamel, bread them up and fry them. These are the things that still influence me to this day. I'll eat a frita and Cuban croquetas for breakfast, and then strange, crazy version of it ends up on the menu. The whole focus of Eating House was what I think Miami tastes like.
That looks dope.
I like a little bit of acidity to kind of cut through it.
Holy crap! Basically, it's just like a ham mozzarella stick.
Yeah, almost.
I could eat this every morning.
I love croquetas and coffee together. A colada is like a big Cuban coffee. It's basically espresso that's already been sweetened with sugar.
Ooh.
But a colada is more intended for sharing. So instead of getting like your own little espresso cup, it comes in a styrofoam cup and these tiny little shot glasses. Gracias.
Oh, we gotta find like 18 more people. Coffee friends.
Typical thing from Miami when you're doing colada is you gotta break and pinch the cup a little bit.
Okay.
Makes a little pour spout,
Oh,
you know?
You didn't drop a single ounce.
You don't waste any of that.
Oh my God, I'm gonna go through the roof. This is good.
Good stuff.
The pairing of like the saltiness with the crunch of the ham and the smooth, sweet.
And not only is it like a cultural significance, but the flavor actually works really well. Like think about red egg gravy and country ham, right? Coffee and ham, the flavors are awesome together.
Well, I'm pretty energized now and I'm still pretty hungry,
All
so.
right, let's go get another bite.
Sweet.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's what we're about to eat.
What is that?
Chicharrones. You basically take a pork belly, the whole belly, they cut it into 2-inch strips, and they cook it in pork fat. Low temperature for a little bit. The pork starts to melt out. These differ a little bit from the, I'd say like American style pork rinds. Oh, gracias. I'll explain to you. So you can see that instead of just being the skin that gets crunchy, it's actually all of the pork belly. So you get all the layers of the fat, the darker meat, the lighter meat, crispy on the outside.
God.
I, as usual, a little bit of lime. I do on mostly everything. Crazy crispy. Whoa, there it is.
The crunch is killer.
Yeah. And it's tender.
It's so tender, but the crunch is like, it just crackles in your mouth, and the fat just like melts everything.
It's almost like a confit, but taking it beyond the part of being tender, it gets crispy now.
It's really good.
I got one more thing I want you to try, and then we'll have fritas.
All right, let's do it. All right, so why are we in a bakery?
We are in a bakery because one of the classics are meat pastelitos.
Oh, so there's meat in like a baked good?
100%, yeah. Basically, the same puff pastry that's on the outside that you would have traditionally filled with guava or cheese, but with the meat mixture, lots of like cumin and olive.
Ooh, so it's like more of a savory kind
Very
of.
savory, yeah. The outside is super crispy, lots of puff pastry, and they make this really awesome meat with like ground beef, seasoned with cumin, lots of spices, paprika, onion.
Whoa. The outside's kind of sweet though, too. And it's flaky on the inside, but inside's so savory.
You're more likely to show up at an office with a box of pastelitos than you are donuts in Miami, for sure.
I'm moving to Miami. All right, what's next?
Now the frita. Time for the big meal.
Hi, Giorgio.
Hello, how are you? How you doing?
Nice. Nice to see you.
Hi, I'm Courtney. So, El Mago de las Fritas.
Muy
Do
bien.
I sound okay saying it?
You were
That was good.
phenomenal.
Working on it. So that directly translates to
The Wizard of Fritas or the Magician of Fritas also.
the magic touch. And how long have you guys been here?
We've been here 33 years.
Okay, so good chunk of time.
My parents opened it in 1984.
Wow.
My father's still here, Alvaro.
So what is a frita?
A frita is a fresh meat patty. Ours is all beef with a blend of seasoning. It's a secret.
Oh, I can't know.
No, you can't.
Most frita sauces are based with some tomato, vinegary, garlic.
We cooked onions and raw onions on top. And it's topped with julienne potatoes that we make fresh on a Cuban bun.
I think we'll do a traditional frita
right.
and one with egg and cheese.
Definitely, no problem.
Because this is the first place to put cheese on them, right? I think
Yes,
that was,
my father was the first one to put the cheese on the frita.
That was a big deal.
Because back in Cuba, just done traditionally, just the meat and the onions and potatoes.
Did everyone freak out? Were they like, what is this?
They still do.
He's here.
Yo soy Giorgio.
El mago.
The one and only. I'm freaking out. I'm sweating a little
He's
bit.
here. So it's rumored he would come when the place was closed and nobody was here to make the sauce.
Correcto, es un secreto.
It's so secret.
Yeah, like
Yes,
nobody
it
knows.
is.
No one knows.
¿A usted cómo es que le gusta? ¿Con queso, sin queso, con huevo?
La que más me gusta es la original.
Clásica. ¿Y qué le dio la idea de ponerle queso?
Muy fácil. Vimos que McDonald's le ponía queso.
Claro.
Si nosotros le poníamos un queso más, o más dinero más que se está haciendo.
Look at this. You'll see the cooked meat, the cooked onion, raw onion, and then that beautiful sauce. It's like right there, you can see some of that color. Try the egg one first, and then you can go for the reggae.
Oh, I'm gonna go, yeah, this is the egg.
Oof, that's a beautiful thing.
Te amo.
Te amo. It's good, huh?
It's
Crazy.
unreal.
Yeah.
I like that the meat is like thin and just breaks apart and just consumes your entire mouth, but it gets that kick. But the crunch of the potatoes, holy crap.
We'll switch. Perfect.
We spent all day together.
Yeah, we can share.
Jeez.
Crazy, right?
So the Cuban bread has lard in it.
In it, exactly. You know, pork is an essential part of Cuban culture. It's kind of what makes Cuban bread unique.
2 ways to cook the onions, the sweetness of like the caramelization of them, but also like the raw acidity of it.
Yep.
The gooey cheese. Come on.
Beautiful thing.
Okay. Now I can see why when you order 10, you get one free. Like I see why that's a thing.
It's worth it.
Next time, don't be a pussy. Just go out and get, let's get 10. Oh, where'd yours go?
No, oops.
Oh.
El mago it disappeared.
Oh.
I learned from the magician. Exquisita.
Gracias.
Le agradezco muchísimo.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I feel like you gave me a pretty damn good representation of the food that Miami has to offer. So can we go to your kitchen and mess around with some Fritas?
We can. They might be a little different than what you had today, but I think
I'm
that's
down.
what we'll do best.
I'm so down.
All right, right on. Cheers.
Cheers, man. All right, we're here at Eating House.
We are.
Frito place, looking
Thank
pretty
you.
good. It's Frita time, so what do you say you show me what you got?
You can't have a frita, right, without the magic sauce.
The main event.
You know, so I came in after hours to make my sauce just like Mago yesterday. Instead of being like a raw frita sauce that he ends up cooking on the griddle, there's almost like a cooked frita sauce to be the end flavor of a cooked frita in the sauce. Grilled onions, some roasted pepper, oregano, cumin, red wine vinegar, a little hot sauce. Should taste kind of like a whole frita.
Oh, wow.
Kind of weird, right?
Citrusy and tangy and
It
like
tastes like roasted.
enhance that meat.
But one thing we're gonna stay pretty true to are the potato sticks, the true sign of a frita, right? You can't have a frita without those little potatoes. I like to just go ahead and go directly into water. And you get like,
Look how thin they are. And you just let it soak in here?
yeah, you just let it soak and we wash them under running water until the water runs clear. We wanna remove as much starch as possible from this. So when we fry them, they don't burn. So the whole frying process is lower and slower. We fry them at 300. So they end up being like very thin little crispy potato chips.
What is this tissue paper of meat?
Very traditional carpaccio. Basically the inside, the eye of the ribeye. Slice it very, very thin.
Because it's on the dark plate, you can see how thin it is.
So now we're gonna make this a frita.
Yes.
And we'll start off with the sauce.
What?
Remember, this sauce is kind of intense, so we don't want to overpower it. Some really good olive oil. You know, there's not much fat in the beef, so it kind of gives it a nice little touch. This is some really lovely Maldon salt. It's just very crunchy and flaky. So now we're gonna do the raw onion. And instead of being traditional onion, this is
Okay.
a little bit of shallot and chive. Very important part, the raw onion bite. Potato time.
It's going all in there?
Yeah, all on top. You can put a little more. I mean, that never killed anybody, right?
That good?
Yeah, I think that's good. So what we did, instead of doing cooked egg, cured egg yolks.
They look like little apricots.
Yep.
Wait, what the?
It's pure egg yolk that's been salted and then dehydrated, and it grates just like you would grate cheese.
Oh my God.
And now we're gonna end it with the last really kind of cool touch. To really take on the flavor of the grill and the plancha, we took the peels of shallots and onions and scallions, very slowly cooked them in the oven until they turn into cinders, really, and like a little bit of ash. Kind of like mimic some of the char from the grill.
It's crazy because I'm recognizing the things that we tasted at El Mago, but like you got the sauce, you got the cooked onions, you got the crunched potatoes, the egg in there, but in like such a crazy, completely different way than you would expect.
I think
Yo,
that's,
man. Nail it.
you know, when you go to Philly, you always have a whiz wit.
That means you want the cheese.
And the onions. The Frita has onions, and since Mago was the first one to put cheese on his, we're gonna put cheese on our cheesesteak. We're mixing it with 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese. That's it. Yummy, right? Cheese and cream.
Cheesy as hell.
You know, a lot of the times when you go to like these cheesesteak joints, the onions will be ready. They're gonna be cooked because the steak cooks faster than the onion always.
Right.
But we're gonna go the other way around. Season
How
that.
fast that's already cooking over
Yeah,
there.
for sure. It's gonna be super fast. And Frita sauce.
Yeah!
That's it. Let's go build our sandwich out there. Another integral part of the Frita is the Cuban bread, right?
Come on,
It's like
man.
unlike any other bread, right? It's crazy. The way I love a cheesesteak is with the whiz, right?
Whiz whip.
Some put it on top, some spread. So we're gonna do both.
You put the frita sauce on that,
In
and
there,
it
yeah.
literally went in my face. It's so like potent, intense, and crazy. Just like that.
Perfect.
Good.
And then we'll do like another little drizzle. Maybe a couple little more potatoes on top to end it.
I feel like I'm gonna cry. I'm so excited to get this inside me.
All right. And I think when you cut it open, it's gonna have the same cheesesteak vibe as you would, with all the flavors, I think, of like Miami.
Yo, can I get to eating this like right now?
Yeah.
I love fritas. We're here.
We're here.
I'm suited up because
You love Mago. I love Mago. And I think a good way to go about this would be to kind of
to roll it in.
yeah.
Oh, that crunch. Whoa, my God. That zing of the sauce, like mixed in. The roasted onion mixed with the freshness of the scallions totally rounds out that onion business. I literally took like a huge bite of this and I feel like I'm like back in Mago.
It's completely opposite, but still, when you eat it, it's a frita.
Oh.
Now this is like the first way it's like super inventive and fun. This is just deliciousness. It's kind of like at dinner we have this mentality. It's like why? Why are we doing this? Why do we cook like this? And then brunch is like why not? We got the cheese sauce we made, the frita, the potatoes, the onion.
With Cuban bread.
That's right.
Come on, man. I feel like I'm on like a baseball game in Mars.
When you go and you have a cheesesteak in Philly, it's the beef and the cheese, and this is more about that intensity, like the flavor of the frita, you know, really bold, classic criollo flavors. A lot of the Latin and Hispanic flavors that we have in Miami are intense. It's acidic, it's garlic, it's onion.
The main event, the meat, the sauce is just like, you.
It's almost a lot of the same elements of the first dish, but treated completely different. The carpaccio and the sandwich are the same ingredients.
It's cool, you're pushing the envelope and doing crazy things that people are like, wait, what? Oh, I guess I'll give it a try.
I mean, obviously we cook for our guests, but a lot of these things we do for ourselves. Like we put the amount of effort into doing unique things, you know, like ashes of vegetables on a dish for seasoning, or
you can do something to an egg yolk to make it taste like almost Parmesan cheese, but also almost like caviar. It's crazy.
The city itself influences me a lot. You know, it has this very heavy Creole influence, you know, the comida criolla. And when these like cultures have been so heavily influenced by other countries in the world, you kind of create this like beautiful community of flavors. And you know, these countries are 90, 100, 200 miles away. It's a direct influence onto what we do. What's nice about having a restaurant like this is that we don't have a menu that's set.
Right.
We change the menu whenever we want.
But you guys are willing to like play with it and have fun, make mistakes, but they could also be beautiful mistakes.
For sure.
Dude, you're doing something right.
Hey, we're trying.
And I'm really glad I got to hang with you all day.
You got a new home in Miami.
We
don't hug. We
I
don't
don't
shake
know.
hands. We kiss. Here. One.
Place?
One.
Come on, one more. Yeah! Thank you.
My pleasure.
Miami was a kaleidoscope of cultural flavors, but there was still one more meat pilgrimage to make.
Azúcar, that means sugar, correct?
That's it.
Well, I hear you have a very particular flavor that I might enjoy. some bacon ice cream that I hear is a
Absolutely,
thing?
and we have it for you. We actually make the ice cream with the Miami Smokers bacon. And so we take their bacon, and then I make a bourbon ice cream, and then I put a little bit of the bacon in it, and we also put maple syrup. And there you have it.
Oh.
And we like to call this cochino borracho, and that is the drunken pig.
Yo, Miami rules.
I know what you're thinking. Meat-obsessed Courtney finally found her meat dessert. Well, you're right. Bacon bourbon ice cream was the perfect way to top off my time in Miami. Till next time.